Next command we are going to discuss is the array command. Now array command is basically used to make patterns. So that is basically repeated entities of a same entity. Okay. So array command you can find it in modify tool. Now array command is having basically three types, that is rectangular array, path array and polar array. Here we will be discussing about rectangular array. Okay. So when I select a rectangular array, the command will prompt for select objects. So I want to, let us say, array this circle in this rectangle. Okay. So I can select that, enter, and suddenly you will find there is a array creation tool, and the default arrays are created. Now let's check what are the conditions. So there are three things. One is the column, one is the row, and one is the level. Okay. So in columns already 4 is there. So this is the number of pattern 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So this 4 number is basically controlling the columns. Okay. So if I say 2, that will be controlled with 2. Okay. Rows are 3 here. So rows are the vertical entities. So if I say 2 there, I can control that also. Okay. So levels are basically used in 3D. So we don't use levels in 2D drawings. So that will be always 1 by default. Okay. So now I can control between these two. Either I can use columns or rows that will create a linear pattern, not rectangular pattern. So I'm making rows 1 here and 2 columns. So there will be linear pattern in horizontal. If I make 1 as a column and 2 as rows, it will create a vertical pattern. Okay, and both entities will give me rectangular pattern. Now what about the distance between these two patterns? So second option is basically controlling the distance. So let us say I am keeping distance 15. So my column distance is changing. I am also making distance 15 in the row. My row distance is changing. Okay. There is one more factor, that is a total. So either you can control the number of the distance between the two patterns, or you can control the total distance. So let us say I want to control total distance, and let us say it is 40. Okay. So if total distance is 40 and I have to make 3 patterns in 40, the intermediate distance will be calculated depending upon this total distance. Okay. So with the 40 and 3 patterns, I can create a distance of 20 in each pattern. Okay. So that is how it works, the column between option and the total option. Okay. Similarly, I can also control the row option. Okay. So let us say I want to make 4 circles at the corner. So this length of this rectangle is, I guess, 40. So I am making it 35 or 30. Okay. Pattern is 2. And this also I am making to be 20. Okay. So there will be 4 holes at the 4 corners of my rectangle. Okay. So that is what I want with the pattern. Now what are the other options? The options can be changing of the base point. Now by default, center of your object is taken as a base point. Okay. So I can change that base point with this option. So click there and change your base point. So everything calculations will be changed with respect to that base point. Okay. So if you want to use that option, use that option. There is interesting option called associative. Okay. So let us say I am giving OK, close array option, and I am creating this array. So I have used this pattern as the original pattern and I have created array, but these are all different circles. Okay. So instead of doing that, what I can do is I can go to array command, sorry, ARR enter for array. Okay. And I will use same options to then 20 and 30. Okay, 4 patterns, 4 circles, and instead of deselecting this, I will select this. What it will do is it will associate all the objects with my original object. So if I say OK there, this all 4 array is connected. Okay, so then what I can do is I can edit this array command. Okay, so I have change of base point option, I have editing my number of rows, number of columns option. That options are available when I select the associative options. You can also edit the source. Okay, if I edit the source by creating a circle, that can be done. Okay, replace, I can replace the original object. Okay, and then what I can do is if I want to, I'm done with my changes, I can just say explode and everything will be different as normal how we want. Okay, so this is the rectangular array command which can be used to create different patterns. Okay, so there are 3 options in it: columns, rows, the distance between 2 consecutive pattern, and the total distance. So you can control any 2, that is distance and pattern, total distance and pattern, depends on your choice or given data whatever you have. Okay, so that is the rectangular array command. Thank you.